guys, now that we have audio, I'm going to start again. You already see him on your screen, but the person on your screen is none other than Mr. Chinedu Asuzu Peters. Chinedu, you guys know him as BVI Channel. Chinedu, you're welcome to my program today.
Thank you, my brother Chidi. Thank you, everyone, watching from around the globe.
Thank you so much, Chinedu. I must warn people that you are transmitting, you're reaching us from Nigeria, and that is a place that people like you have to overcome a lot of obstacles. The number one being the network limitations to be able to operate online. I don't know how you do it, so it is quite understandable if from time to time we have these seizures and we have this drop in signal that makes it difficult for us to have you to have a smooth transition. I mean a smooth network. Oh, that's what has just happened now. So that is that's it is what it is. These are the kind of thing that people like him have to deal with, and that's why I especially wanted to give him audience today. Before you begin to judge people, before you begin to condemn them or praise them or evaluate what they do, you need to understand who they are, what they go through to be able to do what they do. It is absolutely very, very frustrating to have them do what they do. My brother, let me start by first of all, I want to doff my hat for you. You live in a place where everything is a project. Everything in Nigeria is a project. Just you carving out time to talk with me, connect yourself to internet, make sure your battery is charged, look for enough light. I know why you're staying in the car. It's a place where you can get light. It's not that you don't have a house, but for you to do all of this just to sign on Zoom and talk to me, it is a project. So my brother, I really want to commend you, and forget about the stress. If it cuts, we connect. Don't even feel any stress. We understand and we applaud you. You're doing so fantastic, and I salute your courage for not giving up. So go ahead, my brother. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. You understand the situation of this place. This is the headquarters of that. Just like you rightly said, everything is a project. But we keep digging it out, okay? And we are not relenting. We are not stopping at anything. We stop at nothing until the freedom of the people is secured. Nigerians are victims of Nigeria, so but we must have to, battle it out. Alright? As I'm talking to you, I'm on the move, I'm on the street. So I just have to, if I have to say, let me get to my destination before I connect, only God knows whether I'm going to get there. So the situation is mad.
I know.
We must continue. Thank you so much. I want to appreciate you too for doing the right thing for me to praise you.
No. We understand perfectly. We understand perfectly. And I would always make allowance for people like you because it's not easy. A lot of people don't even do anything, but people like you get out there. The thing doesn't work today.
Wonderful channel.
Good.
I extend my respect.
Good. Okay. Good. You're back. All right. So Chinedu, let us start by understanding who you are. um I'm going to do another interview if God permits, and if you're interested down the road, but today I'm going to focus on issues. But before I go on with issues, I want people to understand, and I want to understand because I just decided to draw closer to you. Who is Chinedu Asuzu Peters? Who are you? How do you think? What are you made of? I want to know what you think, what you feel, how you view. What's your composition?
Okay. Okay, Chinedu Asuzu Peters is just an ordinary person trying to make an impact to his immediate society. And I understand the importance of people understanding who they are and the powers they have and being able to harness it for their good, for their betterment. I've also understand and grew up in a system that is skewed against the people, a system that victimizes the ordinary people, victimizes the innocent, and rewards wickedness. So I have lived all my life right from my childhood fighting for the oppressed people, no matter how small the person might be, or no matter how small I can contribute. I'll just give in myself. In fact, almost all the fight I fought as a child was just fighting for someone else. See, so it has been in me to fight for and defend the oppressed, the weak in society, despite maybe being weak myself. I believe that if we get together as a people, we form a very strong force. So that's why I dedicate my life to do this. Coming back to Nigeria from UK, I see every day my people passing through hell to to survive. Nobody's living down here. People are just barely surviving, irrespective of the fact that God blessed us beyond imagination. But the wickedness of man, wickedness of bloodsuckers, men without honor, that have taken advantage of this, the gullibility of the society to make a mess of their life. But I believe we can make it, we can turn the situation around. The predators will become prey if only we organize ourselves as a people. So that's why I dedicate Libya Channel 1 to educate the people. In Igbo language, they say, "Nwere onwe na-ebido na mmarụ onwe." Your freedom starts from when you know yourself and the power you have. So that is the man as a Jesus.
Wow. You see, that's why it's always good to hear from people directly, come close to them, and you understand. When I heard you say coming back from the UK, I now began to shake my head because now I understand that this is somebody who has experienced life outside your immediate environment. So, no wonder you can understand what it means for somebody to live and for somebody to exist. So that makes it easier for people to understand you when they see you talking a certain way, when they see you being pissed off, because I've seen some of your broadcasts, and you are so pissed off, you are so mad at a situation, and some people begin to wonder why. What is it that you want out of it? And you know, studying you, I went back and looked at a lot of your videos, and people seem to not understand where you're coming from. But I'm glad I heard you say you stayed in the UK and you came back. Now, in a lot of comments in your videos too, people, but I face this all the time, so try to understand. I live where you live. People come there and they attack you. They attack you, and I don't understand. I've listened. Why do you think they misunderstand you and they attack you in some of your videos? Especially Igbo people. Why?
It's not far fetched. One good thing, when I ask this question sometimes to an elder, they say, why is it that those of us who have brought out our making sacrifice for the betterment of our people, even those people that we are trying to free, will be suspecting you, be looking at you as their enemy, they will connive with their own oppressors to make sure they put you down. So, the man said, no, Shioma Obona, Nana Duche. It is the tree that has fruits in it that people stone to get the fruits out of it. So, the criticism makes me better. And that is what balances the society. Any person that lives and believes you will not be criticized, two things are involved. It is either you are deceiving them or they are deceiving you. That's the two things. But if you expect no criticism, then that means you are deceiving yourself. So what is expected that everybody will not really agree with you or understand where you're coming from. But there's one thing that is the mantra of this platform. You say, let your work speak for you. Let your work speak for you. So with that, we concentrate on delivering our ideology, going down, doing the work, and let the work speak for us. So instead of taking your time to look at critics, what people will say about you or what they think about what you do or how you do it, then you will end up doing nothing or achieving nothing. So go ahead and do that which is right and leave the rest to God. So even Jesus Christ when he came, he was criticized. He was even nailed by his own people with the cross. Crucify him, crucify him. This is those people that think that. So it is expected, my brother, and it is part of it. It shows that what we are doing is working.
Okay.
So it's accepted.
Okay, Chinedu, let me ask you a blunt question. And if you, the audio is a bit low, so if you could speak a little louder, it will help. Now,
Yes.
are you a PDP person? Are you a paid agent of PDP or APC?
The truth of the matter is that I've never been a member of any political party in my life. And it is shocking that up to today I've never voted for once. And up till now, I've not had my PDP and I'm working hard to have it because I know the importance.
Wow.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? But all my life, I've been a political being. I've been an activist even right from my secondary up to my study institution. I've been an activist. Speaking about a partisan, to be honest with you, I've never seen any political party that is what my being part of it. Because none of them is driven by my kind of ideology. The ideology, the people driven ideology. What we see are people with personal interest proceeding from one political party to the other, pursuing their personal interest. It doesn't matter whether they are PDP, APC, all of them belong to one party. All the politicians in Nigeria, I categorize them under one party. The party of personal interest. Because if they are driven by the interest to make impact, successive government that we have witnessed since, let us just begin with 1999 today, has gone from bad to worse, from pan to fire. It has never gotten any better. So, what is the essence of having a group of people, bunch of political never-do-wells that cannot make a simple impact, yet a massive primitive wealth that they don't need? Why the people continue to suffer? It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
I will belong to a political party driven by the people, by the masses. That is why I call for political revolution. It is not like the normal, regular political parties, partisan or political process where they go about sharing money, because that is all they think about and know about. And the people have embraced it as the standard procedure, which is so bad. But we want to reverse it. And it can only happen when the people understand that at last, but they get the issues.
Okay.
So, I've never been.
Okay, you never been. I will help you to join AAC, because in African Action Congress, we are not your regular partisan, regular Nigerian politician. But I'll just leave that aside. I know you're generalizing, because I am a founding member of African Action Congress. I know that we don't go around sharing money. But like I said, that's beside the point. I'm asking you these direct questions because of questions people have sent to me, and I need to clear the air. Now, because some people say, no, that BVI is working for somebody, it's working for some people, he's a member of PDP. Some people say, no, he's a member of APC. So I'm glad you cleared the air. Now, as an Igbo man that I know you are, what is your opinion? What is your perception? What is your views about the situation of Igbo people in, okay, let me expand it a little bit. The situation of people of the eastern extraction, or you may use the name Biafra to qualify them. What is your opinion about their situation within the Nigerian context? We just want to hear from you what you think about Biafra, the people of Biafra, the people of the East, vis-a-vis what they are going through in Nigeria, before I move to the next question. I don't know if you heard me, or did it go off when I was talking?
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you. The situation of Igbo or Biafrans in Nigeria, Igbo in particular, then Biafrans in general, I say that my people are slavishly industrious in Nigeria. That word I borrowed it from Omo of Anyoma. One of the days I was there, and one of the programs I also always emphasize on that. Indeed, we are slavishly industrious. And Biafrans as a whole, because it's not about Igbo, Biafra is far bigger than Igbo. Biafra as a people, they are slavishly industrious in Nigeria. They have been the ones providing the food at the table, and yet they are not being to be part of that table. So, if you understand that very well, you understand that we are slaves in Nigeria. We are slaves in Nigeria. That's the situation of my people. You work so hard just for very little. That is what slave pass through. You provide everything through your hard work, yet you are not permitted to enjoy the fruits of your labor. God blessed you immensely, but you are forbidden to eat from or enjoy the proceeds of what God had blessed you with. That's the situation of my people in Nigeria.
Okay. So, standing against that background, we have seen year after year, leader after leader, movement after movement. Every time they want to talk about politics in Nigeria or leadership in Nigeria, the Igbos or Biafrans are used as a pawn. You know, people just use them as a trading chip. Use things like the River Niger. Everybody will say, we will build you the River Niger. See now, we build you the River Niger. See now, we gave you this one or that appointment. We've always been at this receiving end and being just thrown up and down like slaves, like you just said. And against that background, we see somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu rise up with his ideology of what he thinks is the solution to the Biafran issue, and he didn't set up IPOB, but he joined IPOB and continued with that IPOB platform to continue to agitate for the independent Biafran nation. Again, I want to know from you, what is your perception of his mission, his person, and his ambition, and just generally about the Biafran project.
Okay, my person, I don't normally take time to discuss individuals, but I discuss ideologies, especially the one that is being driven by our brother Nnamdi Kanu and some other respected Biafran sons and activists. Honestly speaking, anyone that will come up to justify the existence of Nigeria, honestly speaking, that person should be checked upon. Honestly, there's something fundamentally wrong with that person. It doesn't matter whether you're a Biafran or Udua or Arewa person. And coming down to my people, I must feel that there is only one way out. for Nigerians is to return back to the status of the originality of our person before the colonial masters. We must go back to the roots. We must dismantle the establishment of colonialism if we must be free. That is my perception. And we have found ourselves in a mess called Nigeria. And every one of us are, whoever that doesn't do the work, they are the ones, are victims of Nigeria. Whoever that will not agree to this is one of the problems. Now, the issue is not whether or not the trapped indigenous people in Nigeria deserve freedom. It is not debatable anywhere. But what we're now talking about or looking at is the process of achieving that freedom. That is the fundamental thing. The process of achieving that freedom. I don't believe in trial and error. I believe in a systematic approach to achieving anything. That is what the wise do. You go back, you plan, you have your template, and you start disturbing them one after the other. I don't believe in too much noise making. I don't believe in too much hiding. I believe in critical thinking, critical workout, without much noise, but with evidence of achievement. So, what my brother is doing is justifiable as much as what every other person is doing. What I am preaching is to focus on the goal, which is the freedom of the people. That is the most important thing. And what he has done, nobody can undermine it. Through media, he has been able to raise the consciousness of the people, not just the other people, but Nigerians, to the fact of the crime against humanity of the country we have been subjected to the battle.
Oh.
So, what I would say is that we should look inward and understand critically without emotion. I'm not an emotional person. I'm not emotional in one bit. I'm not emotional about Biafra, no. But I'm passionate about it. Because the emotion will cloud your sense of reasoning. But when you are driven with passion and you're focused on your goal, and you have a template, you have a plan well designed, my brother, nothing can stop you. No man born of the woman can stop you.
Okay.
I appreciate every one of them with whatever they are doing. Not just you Japan, the Ariwa, the one. Even those asking for Islamic State. So my people, the Biafra people, and nobody must come through a systematic process. This is not a come approach or guesswork, no, or trial by error. No, you must have a systematic approach to achieving the freedom my people desire.
Okay, so talking about systematic approach, there's something you said. It's just like they say in law: if you must come to equity, you must come with clean hands. If you are actually fighting for freedom, you must be somebody who makes room for everybody's opinion. You can't say it is only one way. If you are ready for people to listen to your own way that is not the normal way of doing things, you must allow people. Now, looking at, and you say you don't like to discuss people, but permit me to also dwell a little bit on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Looking at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who years back was actually protesting on the streets of London with Nigerian flag, talking about restructuring, talking about changing things in Nigeria with every other Nigerian, and then progress from that to a point where he's saying, come, you, because as he was doing that, he organized elections, you see his people being marginalized, you see things going out of hand, until the point where he realizes that, I'm not trying to be his advocate, but based on what we see out there, until the point where he says, you know what, this thing is not going to work with me negotiating with these people. Let us go back, like you have said. And he went inwards and he dug back to the origin of his people. And he said, come on, what am I even talking about? This amalgamation, this marriage in the beginning was not, we were not even part of it. It was just something that they dumped on us, which you and I know now. The name we are even answering, we didn't elect to answer the name. The union is not something, we were not part of it. The constitution is not a constitution of we the people. So, you know what? I want to stay with my own people, stay alone, while I am agitating for let us have. So, the point I'm trying to make here, it seems to me like calling for referendum is a plan. And because the referendum doesn't say must, it says give us a chance to vote. And when that vote is conducted, if we lose, then we stay. But if we win, and my people say we want to go, then by the result of that referendum, you got to let the people go. So if you, unless you don't think, but if you think it is a plan, okay, don't you think that the government of the day was not willing to even consider that plan or anybody's plan? And their body language doesn't look like they'll be willing to consider anybody's plan. And if that is the case, shouldn't we now begin to justify even the presence of ESN?
Okay. The truth of the matter is that let me start with the issue of the process. Like you rightly say, that this freedom movement is not a one-way traffic. It is a hydra-headed approach towards the ultimate goal.
They keep saying they can't hear you. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better. Yes, it's better now.
All right. What I'm saying is that this freedom movement is not a one-way traffic. It is a hydra-headed approach towards our destination, which is freedom. There is no one way to achieve this freedom. And you don't expect your oppressors to give it. Try another one. You just wake up tomorrow. You say this one. Tomorrow. You have your. You don't need to be dictated. The agitators don't need to be dictated by the tool of Nigerian system. We should have our own template. In fact, we should be the one on the driving seat, and the Nigerian people, try to adjust because they are bunch of never two words. There is nothing here. Because if there is something here, they must come up with a better way to making the lives of their people better. So, what I'm saying in essence is that it is not about the experience we have in the past. What we have seen in Nigeria is obvious. But you sit down, you plot it out, and you say, this is how and we are going to go about it. You have plan A, B, C, D. You talked about ESN. And I want to say that ESN is a product of failed Eastern government. They are the product of failed Eastern government. So what I'm saying in essence is that You cannot, you cannot.
Go ahead.
Really bad. All right. So what I'm saying in essence is that when you mention ESN, I say ESN is a product of failed government of the Southeast. For years, we have been hammering on anti-open grazing bill, the insecurity that is ravaging the entire country, and the threat that our people face every day. Many of them have been killed, farmland rendered desolate, destroyed, people kidnapped and ransom demanded. The governors are seeing all these things on a daily basis, yet they do nothing. So when we were talking about this, even when other regions are setting up their own regional security, raising up or enacting law, so the Southeast refuse to do nothing. So when you, they must, it is only a tree that sees that is being hewn down and still remain intact. That is nothing. So when you talk about ESN, ESN is the product of failed government of the Southeast. So there's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. But when I talk about the ultimate freedom of my hand, many of you who have been following me for a political process, because I believe that everything that happens anywhere around the world is being decided by political decisions, is being controlled by political decisions. And we have the worst of political class in our homeland, in Igbo land. The worst. The worst of them. And until we deal with it, we may continue in this cycle.
Okay, I have a question.
What you use, it doesn't matter which approach you have to use.
Now, Chinedu, let me.
With you, even if you want to take up,
Oh my God. Hello.
yes,
Yeah. So finish your last statement. You said even if you want to take up arms or something.
even if you want to take up arms, if you don't have a level of political control, or I can assure you that history have proven that beyond every reasonable doubt. And it has happened to us once, but it's just that we are too quick to forget. We don't learn from history. You allow it to repeat itself on us.
But let me ask you something. Talking about political
What is
con.
happening in the north? It's only a few.
Sorry, Chinedu. Okay, let me put my question
Let
to.
me tell you this as a welcome. Even what is happening in the north, what is happening in the north today has political undertone. The insecurity happening there has political undertone. You cannot fall back from it. Strong political juggernaut, strong behind it. Some of these insecurities,
Anyway,
if you don't have then to be honest with you, we may continue to go round slightly. I may not reveal everything on the video.
okay.
That's the truth.
Okay, Chinedu. Sorry, I really must apologize to you for what the network is doing to you. But let me also, when you say political, how did you put it? Say political control or something. If you don't have political control, how does it feel to talk about political control in a situation or in a country where you cannot organize a credible election? Should we be talking about anything that we should be? And I hope I understand what you're saying. You're trying to say that we must not abandon the process of, election and putting people into positions of authority politically, because according to you, things are determined politically in every place in the world. But I'm asking you, I don't know if this is frozen or you can still hear me, but I'm asking, do you imagine that it is possible under the dispensation, with the kind of umpire you have in INEC in Nigeria, to conduct any credible election? Okay, we lost him again. I'm gonna see if he will come back, because otherwise I'll be talking to myself. I'm hoping he comes back. It looks like we're not gonna allow this to last for much longer, because the network is terribly bad. Or I will postpone it to a time when the network will be better. I think that's what we're going to do. Maybe postpone it to a time when it is better. Chinedu, is there a time that is the best period for you to have the or a place that you have the most perfect network connection? Because I'm prepared to shift this and redo it again. Do you think there is a better time and place where your connection will be better, or we should just continue?
Yes, I know. Yeah, there is no place you can guarantee that, but sometimes after this today, we can reschedule for another day, and I believe it will be better. And maybe I may not be in the car. I might be using my router to connect with you, because now I'm just on the phone.
Okay. Um.
And I'm on the move. I'm just by the side of the road to take this interview or this program.
Okay. I really, really appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. Hold on. Let me. Somebody is trying to call to suggest something. Um. Hold on 1 second. Um. Well, thank you so much, my brother. I'm just gonna try to summarize things, and I don't know where you are parked even, because I know the level of insecurity in Nigeria. So all of that also counts. So, but uh, okay, you know what? Somebody is actually asking to contribute, and this is Njenje Media. Okay, he just sent me a text, and I'm going to call him in to let him contribute. But let me put the question through, and then I will let him contribute. Okay, I'll put the question through, and I'll let him contribute. So my question for you, Chinedu, is: don't you think that with the kind of umpire we have in INEC, that it is not possible to conduct a credible election, and therefore it will be a waste of time for us to be depending on INEC for us? Do you think we can trust that? Maybe the direct question is, do you think we can trust the system we have right now to conduct credible election and install credible people in office, so that we can begin to have or experience or install that political control that you're talking about?
My brother, let me just answer it very quickly in just one sentence.
Yeah.
You know, that belief is a general belief which the politicians have so hard to establish, so
Yeah.
as to continue keeping the people down.
Yeah.
I must tell you, the politicians are with a year Nigerians stated and cemented their future. Now let me tell you this, that politicians election.
Yeah.
The poor masses that are used to rig the election, which they are victims of. And maybe in the past, when they were doing analog counting of vote and all of that, they have a lot of loopholes where they do their charade and get away with it. This time, things have changed. Even a normal person with the right sense will understand and ask himself this question. You say your vote doesn't count, your vote doesn't count. Why then do politicians spend so much to buy that vote that doesn't count? Therefore, both the PDP and APC especially, they pay so much money in all, they build a lot of public funds to buy votes. If it doesn't count, what would they? Now, the question now boils down on the people. Are you ready to be free? If you are, then we must strip the system naked. We must strip the system naked. We have seen our people on bare chest in our Mamba. They sacrifice and throw in their life on the streets. You can imagine these people standing in to defend the votes of the people. Those who are used to rig elections are the same people who complain of bad governance and the failed system. It is the poor that is being used against the poor. It is the oppressed that is being used against the oppressed. So, brother, that is it. In my home, people in the different land, we have more people. We have tested that. That's what. Maybe we will keep it for another day. We have tested that water and that very good. It is the most process politicians here.
All right. Chinedu. The truth is, yeah, Chinedu. The truth is, it's really not, it's not working out. I'm going to ask my brother, who is on the line now, to actually weigh in, and I'm going to come back to you if the signal becomes a little bit better. So I have, you guys know him. I have Njenje Media on the line, and my brother, I don't know how much you've heard from my discussion with BVI, but you can weigh in from whatever point you want to. Go ahead. You can introduce yourself, please.
Chidi. Yeah, Chidi. Thank you very much for having me. I am Mazi. It's okay, as many people would know me. I think the only reason why I wanted to make any contribution is for the salient point that Chinedu raised. You see, it is always easy for us to say the system is corrupt. I had the question you asked him, if the current umpire are able to conduct election that is viable, that is, trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
I say yes, they must be compelled, or rather that they will be able to conduct election if you and I compel them to. A clear example I give to people is the last election in Edo State. The people of Edo for the first time said enough is enough. We do not want godfatherism in the person of Adams Oshomole. And every single person that brings money would confiscate this money, beat you up and record it. And it worked. And when people tell me, Mazi, but election doesn't count, the same people will turn around and say, oh, we love Enyinaya Baribe. He's the only one speaking for us. And I said, then elect men like Enyinaya Baribe. They said, no, election don't count. I say, okay, if election don't count, How did the same election count when in Bariba? Do you see my logic? You cannot, as MKO Abiola says, you can't shave a man's head in his absence. You can't, the way you are, Chedi, today, you have your kids. You walk into another man's sitting room, you say, Mr. Ezoke, why do you have your family picture here? Why am I not in this family picture? For God's sake, it's not your family. That's why you're not in the picture. If you go away from participating and boycott these elections, especially the local elections that has direct, or rather the local elections that have direct implications for you, the moment you bypass these elections, my brother, then you must leave with the cucumbers and carrots, the garbages that are being left for you. It is a very simple logic in computer, which you know. You input garbage in, you are expected to get out the garbage as well. So my point in essence is, and I totally agree with Chinedu Asuzu here, it is very, I wish our people can actually, come out and decide. Because listen, Chinedu comes out for election. Let's take a particular example. Anambra State, we know is about 2.4, 2.6 million voters, right? Registered adult suffrage, people who can vote in Anambra State, over 2 million. Yet, to win Anambra State election, you need about 200,000. That is insanity. That is roughly 10%, right? Now, can you mobilize the people to get somebody to vote for Chinedu? 50%. There is no, you can rig election when you have close call. When the margin is so wide that the person that you beat will be ashamed, fear will not even allow the person to come close. But like as Chinedu said, the same people that complain of the politicians are doing this are the same people that will go and take 5,000. The same people that will carry back for the same tips. You ask them. Chinedu was involved in UPP primaries. He understands what I'm saying. What happened? The people that are supposed to take a man who should represent them will come out and go and pick chiefs. Why? Oh, this man is so poor, he only has one car, or he drives himself, so how can he represent us? Now you want to go and elect those that have convoys to run your mother and your father out of the road. You see, the thing is mentally. The moment we begin to know that for 4 years is 365 times 4, and we can only sacrifice one day to get the right person there. Imagine where someone does not have godfathers, but the godfathers he has is maybe if it's in Enugu, he has 1 million godfathers, those that voted for him. They didn't collect a dime from him. You think that person will ignore the people? Because the people will show him whom the boss is. One of the reasons why the people cannot even do anything is ab initio. You've been giving crayfish, you've been giving granite, you've been giving granoto, you've been giving wrapper. You see some of them, they tie wrapper down is APC, up is CPC. Come on, Chidi, you've been involved in this. You are on the field. When you go to the field, those that you're sharing ideas how to build the city are not interested. Is it not human being that made decision in your own state, Chedi, in Enugu, to remove the polo park that you and I grew up enjoying and go and build a shopping mall in it? And you think the people that did it have sense and they are sane?
Anyway,
sometimes I get.
Maz is okay. I think you are. Let this be a preamble. Let me use this opportunity to really thank you for the great job that you do, for organizing, Handshake Across the Niger, which was very, very successful with Dele Momodu, Mazinam Dikano was there, Onyeko Nwenu, every who is who was there. And I know I approached you for us to organize something involving bloggers and YouTubers. So, guys, I'm going to let you go so you don't spill everything now, and people won't be interested in that one. So, let's reserve.
No, it is fine. No, it is fine. I mean,
Okay.
The only thing is that I must ask, they say when you thank the orifice that produced the fat, you
Yeah.
must also thank the nose that perceived it. I must also thank you, my brother, for the wonderful job you do. But what I tell every one of us is that this is a process, is an enlightenment process.
Yeah.
We keep watering it until it falls into the right ears for us to begin to. Because why many of us get angry is that we have lived elsewhere across the globe.
Yes.
And we have seen how things work. So
Yes.
that's why sometimes it appears that the people of the South are more angry, because a man cannot, after living in Canada, and you come to your local government, you have your little daughter does not have a toilet in your local government headquarters where she can comfortably sit down, and that is a clear case of insanity. On that note, I would say, for those of them that say that the lower Niger, what they call the Nigerian National Alliance, that they give an ultimatum, that 90 days ultimatum, which is going to be expiring tomorrow. I think the Ngenje Media will be hosting them on a world press conference on Wednesday, 5 o'clock Nigerian time. So let's see what they have to say. I think it's going to be led by Professor Akintoye, the erudite Yoruba leader, and Tony Nadi, whom many people know. So let's all tune in. Let's see what they are going to do. At least, one thing we know for sure is that Nigerian government is not able to go on 1,000 people's houses and arrest everybody simultaneously. Something is going to give way.
Exactly.
We cannot continue this way.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mazi.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah. My brother, this network has really messed you up, and I don't know if it is better now. I'm going to switch over to you to see what we can make out of the discussion. And let me use the opportunity to just tell our people that you see this battle is not a one-day something, and it's not a one-way traffic. You must have a lot of patience, and you must be open to a lot of ideas. You must attend platforms where you are able to air your own opinion. If you're not there on the table where the discussion is happening, you will not be able to make your own statement. So we must learn to listen, open our ears and listen to what the other guy has to say, and remember that people will always yield to superior arguments. So my brother, I don't know if you're on fully now. Go ahead and speak.
Honestly, I'm so grateful to our brother that just spoke from Ginger Media. He's just a wonderful person, and what he's doing is wonderful, just like what you're doing, and some of us adding our own voice. I appreciate every one of you, and it is a sensitization process, and that is the key to unlock the consciousness of our people to understand the powers they have. So I appreciate everything and all the efforts we put together, right? And I must tell you that I appreciate this program, and I believe it's getting dark. Believe that we'll have more time to continue in this discussion, and I hope to bring on more people through even my viewers to come and have various opinions, not just stick to one side. Hear different opinions from different people, and you strike a balance, and that is how we have a workable society. So thank you so much.
Before you go, Chinedu, because I know this is boiling on the hearts of the people who are listening. How do you see this declaration of a Biafra, what is it called, Biafra community or Biafra traditional government? What do you think of that in the middle of this our struggle?
To be honest with you, is a welcome development, just like every other voice that is coming up. Any group of persons that come up saying that they need freedom as much as I do, I'll say kudos to you. I have been preaching for unity, I've been preaching for understanding, and from what I just got so far, the people that are behind the new rebate, I call it a rebate of the customary government of Biafra. We had something like that at Guinea when IPOB was launched, to have a customary government led by the Council of Elders. And I can remember vividly while we are having our meetings together in London, I came up with a kind of proposal where every other person, irrespective of your group, will embrace it, because government is not about a group thing or one section of people. It's about, having the right hands, manning different goalposts, manning different fields. Those who are good in Lego should run around in the Lego. Those who are good in the media should concentrate and disperse information. Those who are good, even in armed struggle, everyone is accommodated in this path to freedom. Makanandi Igbo say that so every one of it is well appreciated as long as we are heading towards one direction, that purpose for the freedom of the people. So it's a welcome development. I can only say congratulations and ask them to extend hand of fellowship to anyone, to work with anyone with genuine interest, irrespective of any group. And we should stop antagonizing each other, trying to outdo each other. As if to say we are in an Olympic game. Somebody that will be the ultimate winner at the end of the day. No, I don't see it that way. I see that everyone's effort is very important, as long as you're not working against the other person's ideology or drive to achieve the same thing.
But Chinedu is difficult. Sorry, my brothers. Sorry, Chinedu. Why I want to, you see, I respect people's opinions. But I've followed this thing very, very critically. And recently, no matter how I try to not focus on individuals, it's difficult for me. You hear Uchemefo come live every time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is live now. And just his primary objective is to antagonize, speak against Nnamdi Kanu, go 360 degrees in the 180 degrees in the other direction. How that is not for me personally. I don't think it helps the struggle. So I will find it difficult. Yeah.
For my opinion, I don't agree with that. But unfortunately, that has become the reality on ground. That it is now a standard procedure. And I must tell you, every one of them, including Nnamdi Kanu, my brother, is also guilty of that. I understand every one of these, some of these groups emerged from Wazurike, and we know how it has always been. So we are all guilty. So let us not just play sense. Let us all accept, leave our weakness. Let us focus more on things that unite us than things that disunite us. That is my point. That is where I stand.
Okay.
That is what I have.
I understand the point you have made. That's why it's good to talk with people. And I'm going to send the invitation to you. I want you to be part of the bigger discussion that we're going to have. We're hoping to have about 20 YouTubers, Nigerian YouTubers, who talk activism and who talk things like this. 10 men, 10 women. Ginger Media will be there. We're hoping Linda Ikeji will be there. Adiola will be there. This guy that does Parara Media, Dr. Damages, a lot of those people. So I'm hoping that when you get the invitation, you will honor it, because we want to hear from people like you. But before you go, what do you think about the call for revolution by Omoyole Shore. And oh, I think at this point in time you've lost your source of light. I hope it's not your phone dying on. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so what do you think about the call for revolution, which everybody kind of agrees that, look, with everything that's going on in Nigeria, we need to just dismantle and start again? What do you think about that call by Moele Shore?
The only thing that can save Nigerian people is revolution. I speak it any day, any time. There is no, that it is only, in fact, coward dies 100 times before he actually dies. I call for revolution. I define my revolution. I call for political revolution. I call for economic revolution. I call for every form. It takes a revolution, moving away from the status quo to change the plight of Nigerian people.
Yes.
Has been there all these years, and this time he has been calling for revolution. The first revolution that will happen on the minds of Nigerian people is mental revolution, and I believe when I say we, all the people you have just mentioned that will be part of that program you are scheduling have been doing their bit to ignite that mental revolution among Nigerians. We have seen that, yes, there is light at the end of the tunnel with respect to the SARS protest. We are understanding that it went more. So we are getting there. It will take only a revolution to save Nigerians.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chinedu Asuzu Peters. I don't know where you are, but you have honored me and you stayed there. It got dark, you put on your light. I really appreciate it, and I want to commend you once again for what you do, and thank you so much for coming on our program. We're going to do this again and do it better, but thank you very much.
All right, God bless you.
Bless you too. Bye. Yeah. So guys, that was Chinedu Asuzu. He is the owner of the BVI channel. Remember, I told you, you don't have to like him. I do not agree with him 100%. And I did not tell him, oh, this is what we're going to do. I told him generally we're going to be discussing Nigerian issues, but it's not like a rehearsed thing. He didn't know which side I was going to come at him, and I allowed him to hear his opinion. It is difficult, very difficult, even for me. And you can hear how I reacted to some things, but I think the more you talk with people, the more you engage with people, the more you will come closer to finding a solution to your problem. Because once you call it problem, once it is a problem, all you need is solution. And you don't solve a problem by running away from it. You don't solve a problem by wishing it away. You don't solve a problem by just not liking this person. No. You solve a problem by confronting that problem. Some problems, you solve it by taking a decisive action. And the ultimate thing I say in all this is that we must continue. Don't let what people are doing distract you. Until that time that you have a chance to talk, negotiate, whatever, do a meeting, reconcile, until that time, don't let them distract you from what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing. That is what I can say. Don't focus a lot on what the other person is doing. Just focus on what you're doing. And when the time for reconciliation happens, let it happen. When it is time to stop and count, reassess how you've come so far and where you should be going, we will do all that. But I really want you guys to please keep an open mind. Let's continue with the struggle wherever you find yourself. The worst thing that we can do is to leave the person who is our enemy, who we know very clearly right now. The government of Muhammadu Buhari is our enemy. That is one thing that is non-negotiable. That's the one you cannot bring me. Should I say you can? I'm willing to negotiate. I guess I can listen to them talk. I can't say completely that we cannot negotiate, but you have to meet me halfway. You have to recognize. You see, I'm willing to negotiate. Come, let us come to the same table, and then I will put my chips on the table. If you are able to meet my condition, then we can work together. I guess that's the point I'll make. But guys, watch out. I'm bringing a crop of seasoned YouTubers, and these are not just YouTubers. These are people who speak to the issues. They speak with authority. They don't care. They say it as it is. You're not going to like everything they are going to say. I won't promise you that you will like them, but I will promise you that they will not hold anything back. They will say the way they see it, and that's what you really want to hear. You really want to hear people say it the way. See, you cannot run away from a fight. If you run away from a fight, you're a coward. You bring your point. Let your opponent bring their own point. And if their own argument beats your own, you need to surrender. It's as simple as that. That's what I believe too. I'm not chickening out. Bring your own argument. I'll bring my own. Lay your points on the table. I had wished that I had a debate with the governor of Enugu State, but they will never let that happen. They will never let that happen. And in my life, ask people, I don't run away from that. I don't shy away from it. Tell me, marshal your point out. Just like I don't hoard information. That's why I don't hoard information. Me hoard information. Do you know how many people call me every day and say, Chidi, I want to start a YouTube channel. What can I do? I will tell you what. I use OBS. OBS is free. If you want to be like me, you want your station to be like me, go and download OBS. It is free. And then your station can do, you see how these things I'm doing, you do that for free of charge. That's me. I don't have room for hoarding information, planning for this person, not listening to that person, insisting that it's only my way or the highway. No. I ask you, oh boy, see my own. Oh. Let me hear what you have to say. When you tell me your own, I'll say, even my kids, can you believe I listen to my kids? My son is trying to teach me how to do Rubik's Cube. Old man like me, at more than 51 years, I can't solve Rubik's Cube that I started solving since primary school. So, if you do not have an open mind to listen to what people have to say, and then supersede it with your own, and bros, if that person's idea is better than your own, just yield, learn from it, or just take it and adjust your own stand. Okay, that's what we're gonna continue to do. Somebody says, Chidi, what is your bargaining power to negotiate? Me, my bargaining power is revolution. If you are not willing to do what we ask you to do, bam, revolution. That's what but you don't know my power. Okay, Shebi INEC doesn't understand what AAC can do. Now they will know. We have a big bargaining power. What do you mean we don't have bargaining power? I have big bargaining power. Unless you do not understand, you don't understand the power you have. Unless you don't understand it, you have a big bargaining power, and all you have to do is bring it to the table. You don't know that ESN is a big bargaining power. ESN is a big bargaining power. I'm telling you. You don't think it is? Oh yeah? Don't think now till you begin to see. You know, as they will say, they will put cassette for you, then you begin to dance. Alright, we have to go now. I'm going to read one more thing. So exactly, that's what I was saying. Election isn't practically working in Nigeria. You want to know what me, on a personal note as I end, what I think. I don't trust elections in Nigeria. They don't work. I'm not telling you that they told me. I don't trust it. does not work. I believe in the democratic process. I believe in elections. Get me right. I believe in elections working. But before, okay, for you see, before you start election anywhere, even Anambra or anywhere, you must have a revolution. That's my own. I believe in voting. No, I believe in, even if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was here, I would tell him I believe in voting, and I think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu believes in voting too. However, not in this Nigeria system. It no dey work. That's why Omo election already had to go today to INEC to be telling INEC, leave our party alone. The umpire is interested in your party. How can the referee is brother is a member of the other team? How can you agree to play in the match? The referee of the match between you and somebody, the referee is the same, living in the same house with the other team, is the one that is buying jersey for them, the one that bought their boots. He is the team manager of the other team, and you think that he will allow you to win? Man, it's not possible. So I hope you have picked one or two things from all the things that we said. Please, it's not everything that I say that you like, but we must continue. When you see the flyer for the big, I don't know what we're going to call it. We're going to call it convention, or we're going to call it, but I have people who I call bigger boys than me. I'll let them decide. I'll just feel so honored to be part of all these great YouTubers, people who have, me, I'm somebody, when I see people pass me, I dobale for them, and I bow to all of those big names, and I'm hoping that we'll have an opportunity to bring them, and you guys will certainly enjoy them. From all of us here in the Toronto studios of Worship Media, on behalf of Dr. Erica, and with special thanks to our guest today, Mr. Chinedu Asuzu Phillips, BVI, I want to tell you that I will always continue to love you, and please subscribe and invite somebody to our channel. Just stay safe, okay? Bye bye.